What's going on, my brothers and sisters? I want to come on here today and share with you guys a dream that I had that I think was very spiritual. Okay, and I'm not coming in the spirit of you see some of those women and men on YouTube every other week, every other day. Oh, I have a spiritual dream, a prophetic dream. God personally was talking to me every other day. Okay, God is talking to them, telling them to get on there. No, this is not what I'm doing, but this is something I wanted to share with you guys, man. I think a spiritual dream, okay, is something that you could learn a lesson from, a very profound lesson that God is trying to teach you, okay, and is usually confirmed, okay. At least in my experience, it's confirmed, and this is something I want to share with you guys, especially in these times to come. I think it's very important. I'm not coming on here acting like I'm some very important person, but let me just get into it, all right. As you know, we're in these last days, and things are about to get a whole lot worse for the people on this in this world. Okay, things are lining up. Prophecies are lining up. Okay, never before in history could we say that there's things capable of completely destroying the earth. Fire falling from heaven, whole nations and cities being demolished and destroyed by fire. We live in these times. All right, we got these plagues and pestilence. All right, we got World War III on the horizon. All right, we're not on the horizon. We're there. Okay, you're going to be fighting in Israel. You're going to be in Ukraine. You're going to be gathered in the Middle East. Okay, unless you trust in the Lord. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's get into this dream, man. It's pertaining to that, and I hope you could get something out of this, right? And this is I wrote this down. I woke up and I wrote this down, and I forgot, but then I remembered that I written these notes in my phone, and here I am sharing it. So I assume that the Lord had a purpose for me for doing that. All right, let's get into it. All right, and this is what I wrote: Rich are pulling out money, choosing who to take to the new era. And for some reason, I put the deuce, D-A, and then deuce. I don't know why I put that, but the rich are pulling out money, choosing to who to take to the new era. So we know that NWO is coming up. All right. We know they got that depopulation agenda. Okay. They clear out a lot of you sheeple. Okay. You useless eaters. That's why they got AI out there. That's why they got robotics out there. They don't need you people anymore. They don't need you McDonald's workers. They don't need you truck drivers. They got drones. They got AI. They don't need you. All right. All you're going to keep is the ones who are able to manage the systems and and themselves. Okay, the richly of this world. They don't need you guys. All right, so they're clearing us out, and they're choosing according to what I wrote down here. They're choosing who to take to the new era. Here's what I wrote: inflation, disease, and war. This world is doomed, but there's a way to make some money. For others, it's mandatory. All right, and I guess once I continue to read, you'll see what I'm talking about. The setting was a large indoor pool facility, like you see, sort of like what you see in this picture pulled up here. Three doorway to exits. So there was like three doorways, one to exit. Like you, for example, if your point of view of this is this pool right here, where you see those three lights in the end, there was three doorways to exit. Okay, like like those high school push door exits, kind of like that. I can get AI to paint it here, but that's basically what was in the vision, right, or in the dream. Middle, left, and right. And it seemed fun at first, like a vacation. Okay, so a lot of people were invited to the pool party or whatever, and they were whatever they want to bring, they were able to bring them. So if you had like an item to bring for some reason, like a pool, most people thinking it was a pool party, so they brought towels and change of clothes. And that's what I wrote here. Most asked for towel and for change of clothes. Then the shooting started. About one person every few seconds is hit, causing the hundreds to go into a panic. So in the dream, there was many people in this pool facility. All right, and people started getting shot. Okay, so everybody started panicking and freaking out. Okay, they began to run for the three doorways, only to be met with more death. Okay, so they're minding their business, having fun in the pool party, what it seemed like, and then boom, people started getting shot. So they started running to the doorway that was given to them, the three doorways, only to be met with more death, more killing. Everybody was getting shot from people down in the hallway. Okay, on the left hallway, one guy took out one of the sniper and is using it to target the enemies coming down from the hallway. So on the left side, there's a guy, somebody who was shooting. One bold guy took him out, took his weapon, and began to shoot at the other enemy, the people who were shooting at the people at the pool party. So he was returning fire, basically. Okay, and once I finish reading, I guess we'll kind of touch on that. Um, Okay, on the left hallway, one guy took out the sniper and is using it to target the enemies coming down the hallway. Then these elusive ninja type beings started to swarm and come in at once, make it difficult. So I guess at some point he had the upper hand. Okay, but he started to be overwhelmed by the enemies. They learn it and they adapt, and they send things that he wasn't necessarily able to deal with. Okay, and this, like I said, these things are spiritual because we know with this new world order, this agenda, there's going to be people who choose to fight back, people who choose to pick up arms. Okay, but if you follows out the Most High God Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushua, he didn't call us for carnality. All right. So that was never the answer, as you can see in this dream, man. That the guy picked up arms and people were picking up arms, but that doesn't work. Eventually, they're going to send something to take you out. All right, they're going to change their tactics and take you out eventually, right? There are more enemies in all the hallways shooting, but after a while of getting slaughtered, all right, the masses decided to rush the positions. They rush and push through the hallways only to be killed by traps. Okay, so they think that, okay, enough of being slaughtered, let's go and target these people that's trying to kill us. So they all try to rush in there, rush in the hallways. Like, think about like a concert type compact push. Like they were trying to rush it and take out these go down these three hallways, only to be met by traps and pitfalls and spike floors and all kind of manner of killing. You know what I'm saying? They were trapped basically in this pool facility, and the only escape routes they were met with death. Okay, so I think that in the dream, man, they might give you an option to see, hey, this is how you escape. This is how, there's a lot of death and chaos going on, but this is how you escape. Okay, because the shooting originally started in this room. Okay, once the chaos started, they was like, hey, let's take these three hallways. That's our only way out, only to be met with more death. So same thing that's gonna happen in this world, man. They're gonna Once the chaos starts, they're gonna give you a way out. Okay, maybe take this microchip so once the pestilence really gets into effect. Hey, let's take this microchip. You can measure your biometrics. You can make sure you're not getting anything before you get it. Okay, you don't have to touch surfaces. You just scan your hand. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna sound nice. Or you might need to flee. You might take this boat and go over here to this different country. That might be an alternative path. Okay, where you could dwell in safety. These are the paths that people are going to take. But in this dream, man, I mean, the path of least resistance isn't necessarily the best path to take. Okay, and that's what I saw. And like I said, this is not the only dream that I've had. I've had many dreams of mass slaughtering, man. But the Lord found a way, as you'll see when I continue. All right. Here we go. The masses decide to rush the positions. They rush and push through, only to be killed by traps. The main character was in the rear of the mob push, okay, but he decided to run back into the pool area after seeing the traps. After a bit more slaughter, six massive fire cannons opened from the walls. Okay, like you see right here, like they popped up from the walls on the side, ready to incinerate everything in the pool area. The main character falls into the water by being pushed, only to see some folks swimming at the bottom of the pool through a vent. Okay, and I think that was very, very profound, man. So the path that seemed the most difficult, that was hidden. It was the only way to really escape what was going on. You try to rush down the hallway of the three given paths to take. You were slaughtered by the enemies, right? You run back to the pool area. Your body being incinerated by these fire cannons. What the hell you do? All right. So he fell into the pool, and there was a little vent, and that was the only path to take. And if you ask me, I mean, that's pretty dangerous. You don't know what the pool's going, you don't know what the vent is leading to, if you're gonna make it out, if you have enough air, if you're gonna make it, if you can swim. See what I'm saying? Let's keep reading. Falls into the water by being pushed, only to see some folks swimming at the bottom of the pool through a vent. He screams at the top of his lungs to a few who was near before swimming there himself. All right. They jumped in right before the fire incinerated the rest of the room. He's in a group of four, and they swim relatively far through large rooms and tunnelways. There was a benefit to not being first, but not being last as well, based on what a mysterious stranger had said. So he pulled back from swimming fast just in case, but was worried if he'll have enough air to make it. Then he realized this is all a game, and you have to think it through. I'm not necessarily sure what that last part meant about not being first but not being last. But that goes to show you, man. Tying back to the spirituality of this thing is, the path that was given to you wasn't the path to take, man. Okay, and sometimes it's the path that you don't necessarily see, or the path of the unknown, or the risky path. Okay, like there was a path underneath the water, man. I mean, that seems very dangerous, you know. But to tie this to God, man, if you trust in God and you rely on God, man, and you pray, I mean, God is gonna find a way to see you through all the danger. Okay, if you stay in the facility like you see here, you would have been incinerated. If you try to rush down the hallway, you would have been shot and killed or fall into the trap. What the hell are you supposed to do? You see what I'm saying? But sometimes it's the path that you don't necessarily see that is the best path to take. Sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and then really rely on God, man. You know? But if you trust in God, man, all things are gonna happen to your benefit. Okay, and that's a scripture. It's not coming to me to the top of my head, but all thing works for good for those that fear God. All right, so he didn't necessarily had a way out, but through I assume the person was a good person, and God sees fit for them to survive. God made a way, okay, through people pushing him into the water for him to escape. All right, and then that was the cause, man. So I think it was very spiritual, man. Especially with the escape routes that they might present in these last days, it's not necessarily the right one to take. Okay, you really have to rely and trust on God, and not be so rash and think emotionally. Okay, and also goes to show, also to say that, man, there's a lot of death coming in these last days. All right, a lot of death. You got to pray that was found worthy to escape these times to come. Okay, now if you're still here in this video, man, I want to pull up some other things to show you, man. Um, Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemies, for like an iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, right? Never trust your enemies, okay? Never trust in his enemies. Like I said before, man, they're going to present a way to escape when the killing starts. And this is not the, like I said, this is not the first time I've had this dream, but, or dreaming like this. Okay, but it basically equals to not trusting these people's path. Okay, don't take that micro trip. Okay, don't go to the facility that they said is safe and designated. All right, like these things are gonna happen. We know that according to the Bible, man. People are gonna be disease, war, pestilence. There's gonna be a lot of chaos, and they're gonna offer a solution. But you, as servants of the Most High God, right? Yahweh, those only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ ignorantly. We have a Lord and Savior. We have a path. We're supposed to be trusting in Him. Don't trust in your enemy, because they've never been done anything good for you. Why would they start now? You see what I'm saying? The wicked elite of this world has never done anything for you. Don't take their juice. Okay? Don't play basketball. Do that jump shot with them. Okay? Don't go to this mysterious facility that they say is safe and effective. Trust in God, man, and He will guide you. Like I said in that dream, all right? Psalms 91 and 7, 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. And you see what I'm saying? It didn't come near that person in that dream, man. He was delivered. Okay? And while people were being slaughtered by the hundreds and by the thousands, he was delivered, okay? And not of his own effort, but the will of God, basically. God is gonna deliver you, but you have to trust and believe, man. A lot of people are gonna die in these last days. War, okay, famine, and pestilence, man. Death and destruction, lack of food, lack of bread. Like I said, World War III is on the horizon. You're going to be in the Middle East fighting until the Lord returns. There's a lot of things destined to happen to this place. Jeremiah 39 and 18. For I will surely deliver thee, and thou shalt not fall by the sword, but thy life shall be a prey unto thee. For thy life shall be for a prey unto thee, because thou hast put thy trust in me, said God. God is going to deliver us, man. We put our trust in Him, and we trust that He will deliver us. All right. Now, people will die for this truth and be martyrs for this truth. Okay. But if that's your fate, then that's your fate. But for the most part, we trust in God that He will deliver us, man. When the worst comes to worst, when that death start happening, which is going to happen, by the way, we trust in God that He will deliver us. And sometimes when all hope seems lost, man, don't lose your faith. Like the three holy children, like they were in the midst of the fire. I'm sure, but they had faith. God saw it fit to deliver them in the fire. So you're going to be in that fire as well. But all hope seems lost. But guess what? They were delivered. Okay. Jeremiah 39 and 17. But I will deliver thee in that day, said the Lord, and thou shalt not be given into the hand of men whom thou art afraid. Okay. And that's what we're praying and hoping for, man. In these last days. We don't want to be delivered to them. Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall be no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. There's a lot of death coming, man. All those GMO foods, like I said before, World War III on the horizon, okay? With weapons never before seen, space lasers, okay? Um, ju- um, pestilence or created pestilences, okay? Like these things are about to be unleashed upon this world, and the only way to be delivered, man, is by being in the shadow of Yahweh, right? And trusting His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, having faith. That's the only way, man. Unless those days be short, and guess what? Everybody's done. The type of the weapons that Russia has, the weapons that USA have, BG Microsoft has. I mean, it's over for a lot of people, man. That day is coming, if it not already has started. Luke 21:36. Watch ye therefore and pray always that you may be accounted to worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. Like I said, man, 10,000 by that right hand, but people are gonna be dropping. But don't be scared. Don't be shaken up. Walk in fear. The Lord is with you, man. A lot of death is coming, man. I'm trying to mentally prepare you guys, man. Even myself for what's about to be unfolding. They might come with a new basketball jump shot for you to take. Okay, are you gonna fold and do it this time? This time it's gonna be punishable by jail time. Maybe because of the severity of the pestilence. Who knows? Okay, remember all these things is of God, man. Is of the Most High God. Okay, the Lord works in duality according to what Christians, not according to what Christians teach. I should say. They say God is all love all the time, which is true, but God is just. Okay, He brings the death and He brings the destruction. You see what I'm saying? He controls the wicked and He sends the evil spirits. You see what I'm saying? We gotta trust in God, man. He's the creator of all these things. There's nobody above Him. There's nobody fighting against Him, contrary to what Christian values may teach. God dispatches these wicked people, and we could get that into another lesson. But just to continue on, let's see what we got here. Donald Trump has suggested that the U.S. could face a depression as he attacked a debt ceiling deal agreed by former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. The president-elect, who failed to get a provision raising the debt ceiling, included a stopgap spending bill passed by lawmakers earlier this month, claimed on social media on Sunday that the Democrats would prefer depression as long as it hurts the Republican Party. Okay, and if you're still playing this game, man, left and right, Republican, Democrats, it's just a game, man. These people are back in Mar-a-Lago, wherever they go, laughing at you people. Okay, that's how the wicked elites of this world control you. Okay, they set the visions, they set these things all to remove the eyes off of themselves. Okay, they give you entertainment, they give you Hollywood, sports, all these things, man. And then you're mad at the other side for the shortcomings or your pain and suffering. And in reality, you should be looking at who's on top of the pyramid. You see what I'm saying? So it's just two wings of the same bird, okay? And if you, like I said, if you're a believer and still believe in these things, man, you got a lot to pray for, all right? But I brought up this article to show you, man, there's going to be a depression. And I'm not just saying that, a major depression of hyperinflation, I should say. That's going to happen according to the Bible. You see what I'm saying? Whether it be under Trump, I mean, we think it's going to be under Trump, okay? Because he got his main man, Elon Musk, who seems to be surrounding himself with all types of evil, okay? If anything, at least he's it's the same one who's trying to put microchips into people's brains. And according to the Bible, I mean, that's the mark of the beast, man. Okay, so we think this is the time, man. We think this is where it begins. Like I said, World War III has already started. Okay, we're just missing that pestilence. Okay, BG said 2025. All right, so that's on the pipeline, man. A lot of things this year, 2025, man. Okay, so I already started with a bang. We got some tea attacks going on. That's in the Bible as well. Where the Lord shall fill thee with caterpillars, who shall eat thee from the inside out. That's coming. Arabia has, they're going to join forces with each other and attack their enemies. Okay, these things, a lot of destruction is on the way, man. You gotta be praying, you gotta be fasting, you gotta be trying to do what's right, you gotta be cleaning up your thoughts and your inward mind, have a good conscience to God or your brother. Keep the commandments to your best of your ability, all right? And get baptized, man. Our Messiah was baptized, you get baptized. It's that simple. Physically, right? My says Americans will have to face hardship if Trump wins, not save you. The article basically the same because of the debt ceiling, they'll have to cut back on a lot of things that's going to affect you regular Americans. And forget the billionaires and all those people, okay? You regular Americans, you Social Security people, they're going to have to cut all that back. And what's that's gonna do? That's gonna rile the people up. That's in the Bible as well. Okay, it's gonna rile people up. Okay, people can't afford to feed their children. People can't afford to feed their elderly. I mean, that's gonna make people push people to the edge. You know, a lot of people are already on that edge. It's just gonna take one little push. Okay, and at that point, they could point and say, "This person is the cause of your problems right here." Okay, and that's gonna be the church. I mean, like I said, we gotta mentally prepare ourselves for these things to come, man. Ezekiel 14:13, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me, by trespassing grievously, yet then I will stretch forth my hand upon it, and will break the staff of bread thereof, and I will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. You see what I'm saying? War, famine, and pestilence. What do you think of famine is? Okay, the lack of bread and the inability to buy it. Okay, that's coming upon this place. Okay, with that debt ceiling, they're talking about cutting back. And if the debt does default for some reason, okay, guess believe you won't be able to buy anything. That's a way the Lord could cut the staff of bread in this land. That's going to send people into a frenzy. You see what I'm saying? And if the only way out might be, guess what? Taking that MOTB, that microchip in your head or your hand, or by joining the military. These things are coming, man. I mean, I'm just speculating, but it seems to be, I mean, that might be an avenue that they take. Okay? This is Revelation 6:6 in the NLT. And I heard a voice from among the four beasts saying, a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley would cost a day's pay. And don't waste the olive oil and the wine. And you think about that? You work for an entire day, man. And all you get is a loaf of bread. That's coming, man. That's hyperinflation. How much most people make? About $10. Let's say $10 an hour, okay? $10, 8 hours a day. That's $80. You tell me a loaf of bread is $80 to $100. All right, $150 if you make 15 or more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. That's gonna be a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of death coming these last days. But you gotta trust in the Lord, man. That's all we got to do. Okay? Many people are gonna die. Okay, especially with this pestilence. Like I said, they're gonna draft you pretty soon in World War III. Okay. What am I missing? Sword, famine. Okay, we talking about famine here, and pestilence for BG said 2025. I don't know, man. And there's no escape. Like I said, like you saw in that pool facility, like in the vision, like I just told you. You don't have to believe me, man. But I mean, to me, that's what it seems to be alluding to. You know, there's no escape. The only escape is trusting in God, man. I hope this was edifying. I hope it boosts your ability and your faith to to read and boost your faith to trust in God, man. I don't share these things with you to put you into fear, but you just gotta trust in God, man. That's the only escape route. There's nothing that you could do. There's no amount of prepping, escaping, going to different countries. There's nothing you could do because this thing is coming upon the entire world. Just like when that basketball jump shot came upon the entire world, this thing is going to come upon the entire world again. There's no place to hide because they're all in bed with Babylon and all drink from that wine. Okay, whatever Babylon says goes. Okay, and if the leader doesn't agree or try to do his own thing, guess what? He's out of there. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, all praise to the Most High God, man. Yahweh. There's no God beside him. In the name of his only begotten Son, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And yes, the names matter, man. Okay, he was a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah, the line of Judah. Okay, the Bible was not written in English, okay? They like to say Jesus is not Jesus, man. Go read the Bible in its original text, and how do you say his name in the original text? If you go to China, your name is Matthew, okay? You go to China, and they want to call you some other thing, you're going to say, no, my name is Matthew. I don't care. Find the letters to make the right sound. It's Matthew. See what I'm saying? It's not Jesus, okay? It's Yahweh Shai, all right? Peace be unto you. Shalom.